Hey everyone! I just wanted to make a quick video about a topic that I've wanted to write a post about for a long time. Uh, and the more I thought about it, the more I started writing out, it became like a huge wall of text, and nobody reads that anyway. So I thought it'd be fun for you guys to hear my voice and the way I talk and see my face, not making weird faces at the camera. Um, and just have a little bit of a different thing than usual right now. But the topic that I was writing about until a few minutes ago was the generation gap between people under 30 and the way that they work out and the way that our parents did. And, I figured them about, 45, 50, maybe a little older. But I've noticed a lot of people talk about how their mothers don't support the way that they work out, specifically concerning lifting. And yesterday, my mom called me and asked for advice, and I made a post about it. And I had some questions, not specifically on Tumblr, more on Photocracy, about talking to their moms and what finally got my mom to accept my lifestyle. So I thought I'd make this video and just kind of explain some things that were obvious to me and might not be obvious to someone else. But there's a huge generation gap in health and fitness information that we have that our parents didn't have. So a little bit of backstory is when I started lifting in April, one of the first things my mom said to me was, you don't need to lift because you're just going to get big and bulky and you're a girl. You look fine. You're supposed to be curvy. You're supposed to be healthy. And, I was never really large, but I wasn't ever happy with my body. So hearing those things come from my mom, it was kind of hurtful at the time, and it was really discouraging. And it kept happening. It wasn't just one time, but you can't let those kind of things stop you. And you have to understand where our parents are coming from. See, that big and bulky myth that women turn into men when they lift it kind of originated when our parents were growing up. And that was in the same kind of era as the nothing tastes as good as skinny feels thing. And the runway models were huge and popular. And they're very thin people. It's just a different body type. I could go on for decades about runway models, but that's not what this is about. So that's where a lot of what we laugh about now, these little misconceptions, that's where they started, and they were taught to our parents as fact, along with the crash dieting and with the fats and carbs were taboo foods. All that started when our parents were growing up and when our parents were kind of going through the same self-image problems that we do now. So, a lot of times your parents aren't trying to discourage you from choosing a healthier lifestyle. They just don't understand that the lifestyle that you have recently chosen or have been living for a long time is the more healthy option than what they know. And I've kind of come to this realization through my mom as well, but I think that the best thing that you can do to combat this issue, this discouragement from your family and the misinformation that your parents have, is you really have to teach them. You have to show them what you learned, and you can't do it all at once, and you can't throw it in their face, and you can't get frustrated and give up. You have to find what works for your parents, and you have to do it that way. For my mom, she likes to read, and she likes things put in context of everyday function because that's the way that she grew up. So, you have to teach to to what they understand best. So when I had to explain lifting and fats and carbs being good for you to my mom, I had to pull up a lot of internet articles, and I had to show her that building muscle was not only good for me physically, but emotionally and mentally, and that it was good for my bone structure and, for everything, the entire me, not just the way I looked and not just weight loss. And I had to explain to her how fats and carbs worked as energy and stuff like that, and I had to give her scientific articles and research for her. And it's taken almost a year. It's been about 10 months of me constantly talking to her about it and getting frustrated with her and her, still not understanding. And she's finally understood. And I think that her watching me become more successful at keeping my weight off and also being stronger in general, avoiding knee issues, and just being capable of doing more, which spoke hugely to her because everybody in my family, in my extended family, has had knee replacements before the age of 50. And she's the first one to make it past 50 without having one, and she does have knee problems. So I guess what I'm trying to get at here is, your parents might discourage you from lifting or from working out or from eating a certain way and in the healthy lifestyle that we know to be the best way, but it's not well, it might be, but I doubt it's out of any malicious intent. It's probably almost entirely a result of ignorance, and the best way to fix that and to change that is to go ahead and take the time and be patient with them and teach them why what they were taught is wrong. And I hope that you guys have the same success that I did. But I'm rambling now, so I'm going to get off of here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll make some more sometime. Later.